Welcome to Perfect English, where we transform great books into actionable English learning strategies. Today, we're exploring Cal Newport's groundbreaking book, Deep Work, which changes how you work and think about concentration. If you've ever sat down to study English and realized an hour later that you'd been distracted by notifications, or finished a workday feeling busy but unproductive, this conversation will give you the tools to make real change. The crisis of concentration in our digital age. We're living through what psychologists call an attention crisis. The average person now checks their phone 58 times daily, with 30% of those instances occurring during work hours. Researchers at the University of California, Irvine, found it takes 23 minutes to fully regain focus after a single interruption. This is where Cal Newport's concept of deep work becomes revolutionary. According to Cal Newport, deep work is professional activities performed in a state of distraction-free concentration that push your cognitive abilities to their limit. These efforts create new value, improve your skills, and are hard to replicate. Unlike shallow work, those easy, repetitive tasks that don't require much brainpower, deep work creates real value. For English learners, this distinction is life-changing. That exhausted feeling after hours of studying where you retain nothing? That's shallow learning. The breakthroughs when grammar suddenly clicks, or you find yourself thinking in English. Those come from deep work. Why is deep work important? Newport presents three fundamental arguments that make deep work non-negotiable for serious learners and professionals. First, deep work helps you learn and master new skills faster. Neuroscientists studying expert performers across fields, from chess grandmasters to concert violinists, identified what they call deliberate practice. This isn't just repeating scales or memorizing vocabulary lists. It's a focused, feedback-driven effort at the edge of your abilities. When MIT studied language learners, those using deep work principles progressed 50% faster than peers studying an equal number of hours with distractions. Second, deep work produces extraordinary results. Newport shares how Pulitzer Prize-winning writers produce their best work in isolated cabins. How groundbreaking scientific discoveries emerge from labs with strict no-distraction policies. And how top software engineers write cleaner code in focus bursts than in entire distracted weeks. For English learners, this translates to writing that flows, speaking that sparkles, and comprehension that feels intuitive, but only through undistracted practice. Third, deep work provides something our distracted world desperately lacks: true satisfaction. Deep work taps into what psychologists call flow state, that feeling of being completely absorbed in an activity where time seems to disappear. When you dedicate focused time to mastering a skill, whether it's learning English, writing, or any professional ability, you experience the satisfaction of the artisan. Deep work also provides existential meaning in our professional lives. This is why many of history's greatest thinkers and creators, from Marie Curie to Shakespeare, found such joy in their work, they regularly experience deep work. Why we struggle with deep work, and how to overcome it. Understanding why deep work feels so difficult helps us develop compassion for ourselves while strategizing solutions. Newport identifies 4 primary obstacles. 1. Our brains are wired to seek distraction. Think about it. When was the last time you stood in line at a coffee shop or waited for an elevator without pulling out your phone? We've become conditioned to constant stimulation. Newport points out that every time we give in to distraction, we're actually training our brains to prefer shallow, quick hits of dopamine over sustained concentration. 2. Modern workplaces actively sabotage concentration. Open office plans increase interruptions by 65%. The average employee switches tasks every 3 minutes. Even our well-intentioned multitasking during English study, checking translations while listening to podcasts while taking notes, fractures attention in ways that prevent real learning. 3. We've lost the ability to be bored. A University of Virginia study found most people would rather self-administer electric shocks than sit alone with their thoughts for 15 minutes. This terror of boredom means we never develop the mental stamina deep work requires. 4. Busyness not equal to productivity. Perhaps most insidiously, we've confused busyness with productivity. That productive vow of flipping through vocabulary cards while watching TV? Neurologically, it's barely better than doing nothing. Real learning requires what cognitive scientists call desirable difficulty, the uncomfortable strain that actually builds new neural pathways. The Deep Work Framework. For transformative practices. Rule number 1: work deeply. Newport suggests tailoring your approach to your lifestyle. The monastic approach involves complete isolation, which is ideal for exam preparation or intensive language immersion. The bimodal method alternates deep periods, like weekend study retreats, with everyday routines. The rhythmic approach, the habit approach, builds deep work into your daily routine. Instead of big retreats, you dedicate the same hours every day to focus, like a gym schedule for your brain. The journalistic style fits focus into unpredictable schedules. It is challenging but possible with practice. Here's a quick cheat sheet. If you can disappear for weeks. Monastic. If you can block days or weeks. Bimodal. If you need daily consistency. Rhythmic, best for most people. If your schedule is chaos. Journalistic, but build up to it. The key is to pick a method that actually fits your life. Because deep work only works if you do it consistently. Now, let's talk about how to protect this precious focus time, because the world will try to interrupt you. Rule number 2: embrace boredom. Newport advises training your focus like a muscle. Allow yourself to experience boredom without yielding to distraction. This can be practiced through activities that promote patience and concentration, such as meditation or reading. Rule number 3: quit social media. Newport doesn't insist on completely abandoning social media, but suggests using it judiciously to minimize distractions. This involves evaluating the true value these platforms provide in your personal and professional life, and eliminating or reducing usage that does not align with your deep work goals. Rule number 4: drain the shallows. Minimize time spent on non-essential tasks. Evaluate activities that consume your time but don't contribute significantly to real work. Learning to say no to low-value tasks and prioritizing deep work can radically improve your productivity and satisfaction. Let's recap these for life-changing rules from Cal Newport. Work deeply by scheduling focus. Embrace boredom to train your concentration. Quit social media's empty distractions. And drain the shallows to protect what matters. Together, they form what Newport calls the deep life, where your days aren't just full, but meaningfully spent. If you try just one idea from this book, start with this. Tomorrow morning, block 60 minutes for your most important work. Phone on airplane mode. Email closed. Just you and the task. That's where the magic begins. And when you experience that first rush of real, uninterrupted progress, you'll understand why deep work isn't just a strategy, it's a revolution. Now I'd love to hear from you. Which of these deep work strategies could help your English learning most? Is it scheduling distraction-free study time? Cutting back on social media to focus better? Or maybe batching vocabulary reviews instead of quick scrolling? Let me know in the comments. Your tips help other learners too. If you enjoyed this summary, hit like and subscribe for more book breakdowns that make English learning deeper and more meaningful. Want me to summarize another book to help your English? Tell me which one below. Remember, great English isn't just about hours studied, but about depth of focus. Keep working deeply, and I'll see you in the next video.